Congrats to all of you, and good luck in your final stretch on the road to 99.
Steph wearing the Team Ronnie jersey so proudly. Look at that. This has been his dream. That's so amazing. They look so happy we wearing them. We are off. I win the tip. Look at LeBron just monstering to them.
I have Katie, Harden, and Westbrook back on the same squad together.
Yeah, that's true.
Squashing all the beef.
Oh, you just hit a big shot.
What?
Whoa!
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports. It's been an interesting season so far. Lots of action, lots of intrigue. And tonight it'll be Seattle going up against Brooklyn. Looking at the Nets, the talk has been that they don't want to play with caution tonight. They want to let it all
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
From Brooklyn, New York, and the home of the Nets, we're broadcasting live from Barclays Center. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. The Nets will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Brooklyn. Guys, when you compare their performance last season to where they sit right now, not a whole lot different story. Not necessarily a big surprise either.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
You know, that's what makes these games great. I mean, no love lost between these two squads. It's great competition with a little animus sprinkled in there.
And before the action gets going here, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David, what's the news?
Well, guys, he told me they're up against a team that really finishes strong at the rim, and he wanted to get that point across to his players. He wants them to protect the rim with every bit of energy they've got throughout this entire contest. Let's see if they're up to it, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Well, we have some conference rivals meeting up tonight. Clark, I know these games get very intense.
Yeah, in many ways, too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid, and the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
Tip-off goes to Seattle. Let's check out Seattle's starting lineup. Here's Ntilikina. To the wing right side. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Hits it from three-point range. Porzingis has got the opening basket of the game for Seattle. And Lillard kicks to Jackson. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Mozgov sets a screen for Hardaway. A floater. Porzingis with the block. Mozgov with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Stops, pops, and he hits the jumper for two.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Durant with a wide-open look. And again, Seattle with the triple.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Kudos to him for his energy, especially on the glass where he was an absolute beast.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside. And, you know, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Lillard. Picked by Mozgov. And Lillard kicks to Mozgov. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big-time work. Really distracting him, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
It's the Nets now after the basket by Seattle. Lillard on top. 17 points for him last game against Charlotte.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend it.
Seattle leading by 3. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And for this new front office in Brooklyn, such a daunting task. Clark, a pretty bare cupboard as far as players and picks. How do they do it?
Well, you got to make $1 out of 15 cents, basically, and that's a stretch. Hiring a top-flight analytics team to find hidden gems, another piece of the puzzle. A big performance staff to individualize and maximize player development. But it goes back to resources being invested in good players that will develop, and then folks to develop.
And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Nets trail by 5. First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Hardaway with a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
And that's good off the glass that time.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Now here's Jackson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Hollis Jefferson passes to Lillard. There's a screen. Inside. Clock at 4. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
The Nets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
Physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
Clark, how long into a season do you wait until win-loss counts really start to matter?
I don't know if you can put a specific timeline on it, Kevin, but I think you kind of look at the season in maybe 10-day windows or 5-game windows, maybe a month window. It varies from coach to coach. For me personally, I would try to look at things in 10-day to 2-week windows and then evaluate from that standpoint.
Here's Lillard. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Picked by Mozgov. Here's the floater. Here's Hardaway. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Hardaway has got his first points of the night.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Dishes it to Durant. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Durant's got 7 points in the game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against a guy who towers over him.
Yeah, I like his heart there, the competitive spirit. I mean, refusing to be held in check by bigger defenders. That's all heart and competitive spirit.
Here is Durant, following the score by Damian Lillard. Durant kicks to Porzingis. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. 6 points for Porzingis.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the three like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
Now here's Hardaway. Again, the Nets for 2. Here's Ntilikina. And the pass to Porzingis. Offensive rebound. And that one, good. 6 points for him.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 7. Hardaway passes to Hollis Jefferson. There's a good screen. Over Durant. Hollis Jefferson, good.
And that is a shot that Hollis Jefferson continues to improve upon over time, and that's a good sign of things to come.
Outside Durant. Up off the screen, and then Durant with the jam.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Jackson dishes to Lillard. The Nets working the ball around now. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
He's been terrible. Absolutely awful. I mean, can't get it going. His shot isn't there right now. He's got to help him some other ways.
Now here's Durant. He's covered closely. He gets that one.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did.
And, Greg, they were shooting that thing with confidence, boy. Every time they got a clean look from deep, the trigger was pulled. Pow!
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Now, here's Goodwin. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Shoots from 14, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Seattle leading by 10. So the wing on the left. Here's Hezonja, and again, Seattle with the triple.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And there's Payne. That's good on the assist from Carter Williams.
Terrific passing by Carter Williams. So good at dishing the ball off screen.
Jones kicks to Hezonja. Off the screen, and it's Seattle with another.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Nets trail by 13. And here is Lure. And he also played really well in that win against the Hornets. Goodwin with it. Lure on a screen on Kid Gilchrist. Here's Carter Williams. Buries it from three-point range. Carter Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. No good on that one. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Jones against Carter Williams. Lure the pass to Anderson. Latrey, good on the three-point shot. Anderson's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets.
Nice to see Anderson working on his perimeter game. I mean, when he shoots with confidence, he's lethal.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor. And just a prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
Free throw drops for Kid Gilchrist. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Clark, when you watch a team that's clicking on offense, what are some of the smaller things, the small details that are setting them apart?
Well, a couple of things. One is solid screen setting. That's huge because that's an unselfish act when you set a screen to get somebody else open. Then ball movement, being willing to go past a good opportunity for a next pass best opportunity. I think the Golden State Warriors do that as well as any team in basketball. The extra pass, sharing the ball, and giving themselves up for each other.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Goodwin. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now here's Carter Williams. Lure the screen. A 3. No good. Seattle goes the other way with it. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Tough night. I mean, they attacked on both ends, and unfortunately for them, they just got called for a lot of fouls.
Yeah, they were too physical and a little bit out of position. They were rough out there, but ultimately the physicality led to fouls, and that hurt them.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Seattle.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Payne hits them both. Seattle leading by 7. Glenn a screen. Here's Azania. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
I really like the mobility of Hazonia. You know, he's effortless in his movement off the pick and roll, and great to see him get involved like that.
Now here's Goodwin. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Rejected by Len.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And Grant no good on that one.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Now here's Goodwin. He feeds it to Lure. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
The defense just too soft on that possession. You have to be closer and contest at the rim.
Now Jones. He's coming off a 16-point game against Denver.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Seattle. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be right back after this. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
You saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Rolling, absolutely rolling. Flat out killing it from beyond the arc.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Seattle. Grant is out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Then there's Len. Then it's Jones. And it's Hazonia in at the shooting guard. Pocket 2. Jones for 3. And it's Lure with the rebound. Nets trail by 10. Here's Carter Williams over Jones. Carter Williams with another miss. Outside Kidd-Gilchrist. The feed now to Jones. Rejected by Payne. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len. And a look now at the four areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Brooklyn.
And they haven't been able to exploit the three from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
The net shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And here is Carter Williams. 5 points in the game. Shoots from 12. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it.
2 shots.
And how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Grant. Carter Williams hits them both.
The Syracuse alum, Carter Williams, a combo guard with really outstanding court vision and excellent speed.
Hazonia kicks to Jones. Pass to Hazonia. Kid Gilchrist against Lure. Just 5 on the clock. They get the rebound. Outside Durant. Passes it to Hazonia. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Kid Gilchrist against Lure. The second chance effort. No good from Durant. Nets trail by 8. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And the Nets making a change here. Osgood's checked in. Goodwin with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Left side Anderson. 5 on the clock. Now the dish to Mozgov. And Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Jackson, he's checked in for John Lure. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Justin Anderson. Hardaway's checked in for Goodwin. And Lillard subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Hardaway kicks to Lillard. Outside Jackson. Mozgov sets a screen for Jackson. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And the Nets miss again.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Ntilikina, rebound Brooklyn. This game against Seattle is the first time they've met this year.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Yeah, and two mid-tier teams trying to get a leg up in the conference, guys. We'll see what happens.
Jackson misses.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Outside for Durant. Sinks the triple. Durant's got the lead up to 13 now for Seattle.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. Just got to marvel at his greatness.
Lillard dishes to Mozgov. Out to Hardaway. Mozgov sets a screen for Hardaway. The three. Drills it from outside. Hardaway has got 7 points.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Seattle shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Clark, when you were playing, what was your game day routine like?
Well, it was simple. I didn't complicate things, Kevin. I tried to get a good meal, was just beginning to learn how to eat properly and best for my body. And then I would always try to get an hour to 2 hour pregame nap. That goes all the way back to high school. I enjoyed just getting off my feet. Sometimes I would fall asleep completely. Other times I would just kind of drift into a light sleep. But just having that routine of resting before games was part of how I got ready to try to serve the other guys up.
Here's Durant. Rebounded by the Nets.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Lillard, right side. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And here comes the break. Goes up, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket.
Seattle leading by 9. Here's Ntilikina. 17 points for him last game against Denver. And that one's good. Durant.
Yeah, those shots are taken totally in rhythm. High percentage quality shots and really getting whatever he wants.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
I don't think the defense has an answer for him, Kevin. I mean, he's simply going off right now, knocking down everything.
These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Third is Porzingis.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
And Lillard kicks to Hardaway. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Hardaway has got 8 points in the quarter.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
And they pick up 2.
Like that execution, Kevin. A successful possession leading to a high percentage basket.
Now here's Lillard. He has 7. They set the pick. Pick by Mozgov. Mozgov sets a screen for Hardaway. Floats one up. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Jr. not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
Hardaway hits them both.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Feeds to Durant. And another 3 for Seattle.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Lillard outside. There's a good screen. Kicks it to Hardaway. Jackson, a screen on Porzingis. Back to Lillard. Lets it go from deep. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist. Hardaway has got 4 assists now tonight.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Osman, guarded by Hardaway. Shot clock at 5. Baseline jumper. That one off the back iron and out. Nets trail by 8. Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Oh, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defender.
Porzingis with a screen on Lillard. Shoots off the screen. Tries again. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
They set the pick. He kicks to Hardaway. Jackson, a screen on Durant. And Durant comes to help. Outside Jackson. A 3-pointer off the mark. Seattle leading by 8. Now Durant. 26 points for him last game against Denver.
And you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
Brooklyn's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Mozgov sets a screen for Hardaway. Connects from 3-point range. Hardaway has got 17 now.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the 3-point shot for some extra offense.
It's Durant on the wing. And another basket for Seattle.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
That's good, and the Seattle lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
And, you know, that's a really good sign. I mean, they stumbled out of the gate, but they're starting to look a little better now and regaining some ground.
So for the Nets, Payne, he's checked in for Mozgov. John Lure comes in for Jackson. And it's Anderson in for Rondé and Hollis Jefferson. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Porzingis. Here's the screen. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Exploiting the opposing defense in the paint here. That they've set up shop down in there this second quarter, and boy, are they cashing in.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. Goodwin's checked in for the Nets. Carter Williams comes in for Damian Lillard, and Seattle also making a change. Jones checked in for Ntilikina. That free throw good from Porzingis.
And, you know, Porzingis plays with such fearlessness. I love that about him. And he's also a big guy with some agility and endless range. This guy has in the gym range, if anybody has that.
Here's Anderson, and Grant sends it back. And pushing it up, here's Seattle. Grant leading the charge. Misses from close range.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And picks taken in the late first round can be a bit of a crapshoot, Clark. But Justin Anderson, taken with the 21st pick back in 2015, he sure seems like a keeper.
Yeah, I concur with everything you said there, Kevin. I mean, seeing him at Virginia, you knew he had the physical tools. It's just a matter of developing his skills and his shooting ability to be able to succeed at this level, and I think he will.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
Well, you know, you talk about an NBA body. Justin Anderson, 6'6", about 230 pounds. As I recall, he posted a 43-inch vertical in the NBA Combine. That's elite strength and athleticism.
And Seattle making a change here. Kid Gilchrist is checked in. And he's good on the second. Clark, you know, it's interesting. The league is going towards small ball, but there's a demand for strong physical wings, and Justin Anderson certainly fits the bill.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. As more power forwards stray and navigate to the perimeter, you want guys who can defend shooting guard through power forward, and Anderson has the body strength and quickness to do that.
For Seattle, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. The free throw drops for Grant.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Nets trail by 10. Carter Williams kicks to Payne. Anderson passes to Lure. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Can't be thrown any better. That bounce pass hit him right in stride.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Carter Williams dishes to Goodwin. The pass to Payne. Goes up to the stripe. The shot misses. Seattle goes the other way with it. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Grant kicks to Kid Gilchrist. There's the screen. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Anderson. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Over to the wing. And here is Goodwin. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. He dishes it to Anderson. Clock at 4. From 13, Carter Williams with the bucket. Carter Williams has got it back down to single digits for the Nets.
Well, I tell you, when Carter Williams is hitting from the mid-range, it elevates and lifts his teammates. Great to see him looking for that shot.
And so it's Seattle, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kevin, what has allowed you all to build this lead in the first half?
Well, we've just been playing hard. Those guys are tough to guard. They cut so hard. They play well together, and we had a decent half. We got to keep it going.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 23 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
When KD has it going, there's nothing you can do to stop him. You combine that length, athleticism, and skill level. It's just not fair, Ernie. Put it all together in the first half. That's what he did. He put it all together.
Kenny, how'd you think the Nets were playing?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
And the Nets with possession here. Trailing here by 8. We got Hollis Jefferson. Damian Lillard out there with Hardaway. Then it's Mozgov, and it's Jackson in a power forward. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Here's Lillard. Seattle grabs the miss.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Outside, Porzingis over Jackson. Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got the first field goal of the second half for Seattle.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. Killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Here's Ntilikina, covered by Lillard. Here's Durant. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And Seattle leads by 10.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Osman, guarded by Hardaway. There's the pick. Durant with it. He's got 23. He got right to the cup using that screen. And now it's a 12-point Seattle lead. Brooklyn's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Lillard, the pass to Hardaway. Jackson, a screen on Porzingis. Hardaway against Porzingis. Outside Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard from outside, and the Nets another 3.
You got to enjoy seeing Lillard fire away here. An awesome scorer who can just take over games all by himself.
Dishes it to Durant. Screen by Porzingis. Here's Ntilikina. Answered by Lillard. He came off the screen and finished with authority.
Ntilikina working in the pick and roll. Fun to watch. Excels at firing passes through the defense right on time.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 15. And it falls over the rim and in. Lillard's got 17 now.
And, you know, Damian Lillard has such a quick release. Excellent at getting his shot up and over the defense inside.
No coverage that time. 17 points for Porzingis.
Now, you know, how do you guard that, Kevin? A big guy with a nice touch from outside. I mean, that's really hard to match up against.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
And a look here at the shot chart for Seattle.
This has been a pleasure to watch. The rhythm he has in his game right now, the ease with which he's able to release these shots from beyond the arc. The defense just has no answer for him. And if he's going to continue to make threes like he has, Katie, bar to the door.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And Lillard kicks to Jackson. Goes up off the pick, and the dunk by Jackson.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Picked by Mozgov. Here's Hardaway. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Hardaway has got 19 points.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Glenn checked in for Seattle. Nets trail by 10. Now Hardaway. He's got 19. It's tipped. And pushing it up, here's Seattle. Wide open shot is on the money. Ntilikina's got his second bucket of the game to go. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Seattle.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
2 points, that one goes.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Glenn, a screen to the paint. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 5 assists in the game.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
Lillard dishes to Hardaway. There's the pick. And it's Mozgov in the corner. Back to Hardaway. Just 5 to shoot. Off target from the baseline.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
Ntilikina can't hit.
Unfortunately, his shot has been everywhere, all over the place. Can't buy a basket. However, his teammates got him covered.
Lillard the pass to Mozgov. Lillard a screen on Len. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. An easy layup after coming off the pip. Hollis Jefferson's got 8 points.
Make way and wake up. Hollis Jefferson getting it done in traffic.
Durant at the elbow. There's a screen. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Lillard outside. He feeds it to Hardaway. Picked by Mozgov. The jump hook. Len with the block. Here's Ntilikina. Now here's Durant. He's tightly guarded. Here's Len. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 7th assist here tonight. Nets trail by 14. Outside Hardaway. There's the feed to Lillard. Picked by Mozgov. Lillard attacking. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Screen by Porzingis. And again, Seattle with the triple.
And that stroke of Durant, effortless. I mean, easily pulling up from the perimeter. Textbook form. Beautiful to watch.
And Lillard kicks to Hardaway. Picked by Mozgov. Hardaway dishes to Mozgov. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, and you know, it looks effortless, easy, silky smooth, textbook shooting form. Man, that's nice.
Len passes to Durant. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
For Seattle, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Durant.
And one of the best free throw shooters in the game from that forward spot. Durant goes to the line more now than he did earlier in his career.
Durant hits them both. Nets trail by 15. Carter Williams kicks to Lewis. Back to Carter Williams. Passes it to Anderson. The dish to Payne. Can't hit from in close.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And he gets the bucket. And Brooklyn has possession. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. Let's have a look at the league's top scorers for the past month. To say these guys have been hot is an understatement. 5th, Kevin Durant.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
Seattle leading by 17. Here's Azania. 10 points for him. Durant at the elbow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Anderson and all around the rim that time before dropping in. And that's now 30 points for Kevin Durant. The net shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. To the left side wing. Goodwin dishes to Payne. Now here's Goodwin, guarded closely.
Now we get a chance to check out Kevin Durant. Last season, he played outstanding. He put up about 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Free throw good, Goodwin. And Seattle making a change here. Grant's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Seattle leading by 18. Pass to Azania. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. One kick kicks to Azania. From 13. No good off the front iron.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Feeds it to Carter Williams. Kicks it to Lure. Here's Anderson. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Anderson's got 6.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Len passes to Hazania. Len a screen. Hazonia kicks to Len. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. 6 points for him.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Seattle. Oh, and he jams it right over John Lure. Wow!
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And here is Goodwin. Bucket is good.
Boy, I love watching the ball get into the post. Reminds me of my days doing work down there. When you have this kind of positioning, scoring is simple.
1:02 left in the third quarter. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Grant. It's Jones on the wing. Len a screen. 6 to shoot. Jones dishes to Len.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
For Seattle, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And Seattle making a change here. Both free throws good from Len.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Anderson right side. Lure the screen. It's Anderson with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Boy, Anderson, really an impressive athlete, excels at blasting his way inside and drawing the contact.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Anderson taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one at the line is good.
Justin Anderson brings tremendous athleticism. I love that. He's an excellent perimeter defender who just needs to keep improving on offense.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Seattle. Ntilikina comes in for Len. Good on both. Seattle leading by 18. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. The pass to Porzingis. To the inside. Lasagna. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Boy, it is not easy trying to stop Hezonja. Even when he gets hit, he finds a way to muscle through that contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Hezonja.
And, you know, Hezonja plays with a lot of flair, an exciting player who brings a ton of energy to the court.
Goodwin with it. Anderson the screen. Goodwin passes to Anderson. And so it's Seattle, sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Ntilikina. On the court for Seattle. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Grant. And it's Hezonja in at the 2. Lure against Porzingis. 5 to shoot. Here's the screen. Here's Hezonja. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Hezonja's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Seattle. Anderson the screen. Carter Williams kicks to Goodwin. A floater. He can't get that one to fall. Seattle leading by 23. Here's Hezonja. And a miss there on the triple. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Goodwin's got the ball. He kicks it to Lure. Well, we know just how athletic the NBA has become since its inception. Clark, even from when you play, just how much faster and stronger has the game become?
I would say if we were going to try to put a percentage on it, I think it's grown 60-70% in terms of athleticism. And a lot of it is attributable to the training advances that have been made in sports science and sports medicine and sports performance. And that's benefited and aided the players greatly. And then you have players that have really... Hey, hey, let's make a spot in the dunk contest for Hazonia. Boy, he's awesome throwing it down.
Goodwin kicks to Carter Williams. And again, no good by Brooklyn. For Seattle, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. No good from Grant.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Anderson against Grant. Outside for Carter Williams. Anderson outside. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, good box out. Keeps him shielded off and then draws the over-the-back call.
Discretion would have been the better part of valor there. That rebound you just got to let go instead of picking up the foul.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Roberts has checked in for Payne. Gortat has come in for Lure. And it's Caboclo in for Goodwin. They set the screen. And Anderson kicks to Caboclo. Anderson the screen to the right side. And stolen by Burke. One-on-one here. It's tipped. Here's Caboclo. He dishes it to Gortat. And Anderson kicks to Roberts. To stop the drought. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Grant. All going up court. Pull up Jay. And the jumper is on the mark.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them. And just look at that score.
And, Greg, you know, they're really controlling the pace and game right now. Rushing, pushing the break, and leaving the defense in its wake.
And Anderson kicks to Carter Williams. Back to Anderson. Fires for 3. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in.
Oh, I like how Carter Williams spreads the ball around. I mean, he opens up a lot of opportunities for his guys to shoot it.
Here's Hazonia, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And referee play review is something that is still relatively new in the NBA. Clark, do you think it should be expanded?
I think we should continue to modify and refine it and be careful to not look to overdo it. But we also want to make sure we're using it productively and prudently. So modify it, refine it, evaluate it each year, and try to make really good use of it in the areas where it can be most effective in enhancing the calls that are made in the game.
And the first one drops. He hits both from the stripe. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Caboclo. Dishes it to Carter Williams. Caboclo, the pass to Anderson. Roberts controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Here's Flory. The teardrop falls in.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Carter Williams dishes to Anderson. They set the pick. And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent, high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
Shot clock at 5. Fires the 3. That shot's off. He's made half and missed half of his 8 shots. Pass to Burke. And it's blocked. Passes to Hazanya. Seattle needs to get off a shot. Tries again. Tries yet again. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle too.
And you have to like how they're getting the ball inside this half. They didn't have as much success in the paint earlier, but they're finally getting it done down low.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Anderson. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Carter Williams. Alex Lenz checked in for Seattle. Jones comes in for Trey Burke.
One shot.
That's good from Hazanya.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
There's the screen. There's Hollis-Jefferson, and the basket is good.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis-Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
Jones against Lillard. Jones kicks to Hazanya. We've seen a few active players have their own podcast that they produce throughout the season. I think that's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms. And I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcasts. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game.
There's the feed to Roberts. Shoots over Grant and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Pass to Hazanya. Glenn, a screen. Drills the three-pointer. Hazanya's got 15 points here in the second half.
Yeah, I like the way Hazanya stays active on the offensive end, Kevin. He creates a shot for himself by spotting up, and actually he does it all, really.
There's the pick. Gortat, the pass to Lillard. And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
And finished off by Hazanya.
Boy, and the bounceability of Hazanya. Man, he's incredible as a leaper. A great dunker when given room to launch.
Now, here's Lillard for three. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Grant's got his third rebound on the night. To the inside, Hazanya misses from short range.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Three-pointer, Lillard. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Land's got his fifth rebound right now in the game. Out to the right wing. Here's Hazanya. And another three for Seattle.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Gortat. Some solid defense from Grant.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
At the elbow, Jones. And Clark, we saw this a bit last season. When a team is up and it's garbage time, are there unwritten rules as far as shooting or scoring go?
Yeah, I think you always want to play within the spirit of the game, the spirit of the rules, the respect of the game, and the respect of your opponent. So, to me, that should be, you try to always do what's right and just and fair at all times. And late game situations create an environment where you want to always take the high road and play the game with a honoring attitude towards your opponents and the game. Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Seattle has gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
The superb work ethic of Grant. My, what a nice, soft touch inside.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Seattle.
One shot.
Brooklyn's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Now Lillard to the paint. 11 feet away. Hollis Jefferson, good.
Showing flashes now with that jump shot. That's the next level for Hollis Jefferson.
Lillard against Jones. He feeds it to Kidd-Gilchrist. The dish to Len. Low block shot, and that one is off. The Nets go the other way with it.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Seattle.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Damian Lillard.
Shooting one.
Marcin Gortat, no good on the free throw. Clark, when you played, you were the classic power forward. Forwards now are asked to do so much in terms of skill set on the floor. Just how much has that forward position changed in the last few decades?
You know, in some ways, Kevin, it's become a little more specialized. I mean, you have wing players now that fall into that small forward category. But guys between 6'6" and 6'10" now are playing on the wing, which means you've got to be able to move your feet and defend. Versatile players at that position. You've got to be able to handle the ball and make plays, ideally, get shots, score the ball, and rebound effectively. So that's always been, I thought, the 2 and 3 positions, which are wings now. Those positions are the most demanding in the league in terms of both sides of the ball. The power forward position has become somewhat like that now, because of the size and versatility and skill set of so many of those bigger players. But I think the demands are pretty much the same. The one thing that changed is the fact that you have to play out on the floor more and in space, which means you've got to be a little more athletic if you're going to be part of a small ball lineup.
Here's Roberts. Len grabs the board. Outside, Jones. So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. KP, balanced offensive effort tonight. What did you like about how you played?
I think we played as a team. We shared the ball, and it was a team effort today. And everybody was involved. Everybody was playing good offensively, and that's why we were able to come up with a win.
Really looking good at both ends tonight, Kristaps. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.